recipes for technical trading success in Cook's Kitchen.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Cook's Kitchen. We're going to talk about electric vehicles and why I bought Ford today. Here's Ford trading just above $14. I missed it Monday. Monday was, market was gap down, big gap down in the S&P and the NASDAQ, and boy, that was the time to scoop some near 13. But I like Ford longer term to come back up and take out these highs at 1650. And let's go in the Wayback Machine here. We're looking at highs in 2013, 2014, around $18. Sort of made a big double top in 2013, 2014 at $18. So, all right, why do I like Ford so much? Well, I did a presentation for Zacks Ultimate members in early June, and it was part of our agree to disagree segment. I debated Tracy Reineck. We each did our own little thing, and my basic thesis was that history will write that Elon Musk disrupted both auto and oil industries. And so let me see if any of these slides are really relevant that I want to show you. I was looking at who already believes this. Who already believes that Tesla is disrupting? Well, here are the big owners of Tesla shares. Ron Barron of Bamco, he's been on board since like 2015. Bailey Gifford, big Scottish investment fund, $250 billion. They're big believers. They had to cut their position because it was so big. All the profits they've made, they couldn't let it be more than 10% of their portfolios. Geode Capital out of Boston, ARK Invest, obviously, and we'll talk about ARK more. For the big convincing bull for me was the CEO of a competitor. Volkswagen CEO Herbert Diess said, Tesla is a technology company. It's not just a car company. And so that's why it can trade at this, incredible multiple of 10 times sales. Here's Ron Barron explaining, I had to sell a little bit, but he's a long-term believer. He wants to own the stock for another 10, 20 years. We looked at, who the other big holders are. And so let's try and understand the ARK thesis first, and then for owning Tesla, and then how that ties in to what Ford is doing right now and why I bought Ford, trading at less than 0.5 times sales. Tesla trades at 9.5 times sales, like $636 billion market cap. They might do $66 billion in sales next year. That's a 9.5 price to sales multiple. Whereas Ford is going to bust through $150 billion in sales next year, and the stock trades at a market cap of $55 billion. Thus, you're less than a half times price to sales ratio. All right, so ARK has always been focused on the robo-taxi market, and I think that Tesla will own that market. So let's see some of their thesis here. This is the ARK Autonomous and Robotics Fund. We're going to talk about Baidu too. I own Baidu and I bought more today. But okay, here we go. So Tesla has an analyst who helps Kathy Wood do this research and why they've always had the high price target on Tesla. And it's about clobbering Uber and Lyft eventually in ride hailing, because Tesla can do it with autonomous technology, and it like 80% gross margins. So if you want to understand the ARK thesis, just go to their website, Research Center, and type in Tesla, and you're going to get all these resources. You're going to see strategy papers, white papers, articles. So when did they? Let's see if this. The analyst name, she's a CFA, is Tasha Keeney. Let's see. So in March, they reiterated and explained their price target for Tesla in 2025, which is, I think their base case is 3,000. So that they've had to split adjust since the 5-for-1 split, and they use a Monte Carlo model with 34 inputs, incorporating 40,000 possible simulations. But even their base case, even their bear case is only 1,500 on the stock, right? And it's trading at It's trading at what, 650 now? So their bull case is 4,000. Their expected value 2025 price target is 3,000. Okay. And again, this is not just about a consumer luxury EV. It's about the ride sharing market that they see exploding and Tesla dominating. All right. So let's jump to Ford here real quick. The F-150 Lightning. I talked about it in my June presentation. I used what Ford did in May when they launched this thing, this electric truck, as one of my pieces of evidence that Musk and Tesla were disrupting the auto and gas industries. Because why would Ford do this unless they saw the demand and the opportunity? I mean, even in that presentation, I rolled out GE. Where was GE here? This is in January, General Motors plans to exclusively offer electric vehicles by 2035. Ford's got a plan to be about 40% EV by 2030. So stiff competition, mostly caused by Elon Musk. That's the way I look at it. So here's the rough thesis from ARC. As robotaxis take to the roads, ARC estimates that roughly 57% of all auto miles traveled in the U.S. will be autonomous in the next 10 to 12 years. Okay. And they just see it obviously devastating oil and gas industries too. So even if you're skeptical about Elon for lots of reasons, like some of these that I highlighted, the fact remains is that when Ford and GM and Volvo and Mercedes-Benz, and BMW are moving in this direction, he's moved the market. So let's take a look at what Ford did. So on May 24th, they roll out, with pretty big fanfare, the F-150 Lightning. The convincing factor for me is if you get a contractor, plumber, carpenter, guy who works with his hands all day and needs a reliable vehicle to carry tools and get from job site to job site, if you can convince them to buy the F-150 Lightning, I think it's a game changer for Ford and the industry. And, because it'll just spill over. It's like if your, friend, uncle, nephew, who's a contractor, is buying one of these and raves about it, then you're going to take a serious look at other Ford EVs. My colleague, Dave Boren, who owns a Tesla and studies the battery technology at a much deeper level than I do, he says Tesla totally missed the boat. The Cybertruck might be cool, but look what market they missed. So definitely, and follow Jim Farley of Ford. He posts a lot of good content, and let me see some of the updates. Oh, they're giving a full-size spare tire on the EV because, that's what contractors want. All right, I want to show you a recent Ford presentation. So this is from July 20. Wait, when is this? No, that's an upcoming event. This was from May 26th. Okay, so this slide deck, we're going to take a look at a few things, is from May 26th. And so I'm going to open it up here, go full screen, and we'll see some of the things that stand out. So Ford is making a huge commitment to go EV. It sounds even more aggressive than what GM is doing. So $30 billion in cumulative investments to electrify vehicles by 2025. By 2030, there's that 40% product mix they want. Let me go through a couple more of these that I thought stood out. And they're doing the research on what is going to be the battery cell capacity globally, because you can't sell the cars unless you know that people are going to be able to charge them once there's a lot of them on the road. Let's see, what else did I want to show you here? So, and look at, there's all kinds of utility vehicles that we won't even know about, that, little vans and stuff that'll be EV. Ford wants to be part of that. So obviously the F-150 is important for work and, the full-size trucks too. Chevy and Dodge are no slouches there, but Ford has 43% share of classes 1 through 7 in commercial full-size truck and van markets. So that's pretty huge. I think I showed you about all I wanted to look at in this deck. But yeah, they're on their way to 55 billion in revenue, and which would be one-time sales. Or in that segment, in the new EV segment, so to speak. All right, Baidu. I own Baidu. Chinese stocks are down because the Communist Party just wants to beat the billionaires back. And my colleague Tracy Reinick has followed this for a few years. She remembers 10, 20 years ago when they had to beat back the real estate tycoons. They don't want to let the billionaires be too powerful, and the technology, just made it so. So you've got these billionaire tycoons, Jack Ma and others who might have too much power. So the Communist Party's beating them back, but I'm still a believer because I think Baidu, will take less heat than Tencent or Alibaba because they are the sole provider of two major technologies that China wants to get rolling: artificial intelligence and autonomous driving. So, that's why you saw Baidu shoot up over $300, $350 in Q1, and I think it's a buy here at 180. All right, let's see if we covered all the good stuff here. Yeah, there's that. You can go to Ford, and if you want to see this full slide deck, it's got 38 slides, and it's worth looking at. If you believe that, like I do, that Ford makes new highs above 1650 this year, and then goes for those old highs of $18. I think it's got the goods because, like, if Tesla is going to continue to build market share and be the leader, and its stock is destined to bust through 1,000. I think Ford's going to be along for the ride as you start to value even what Ford's doing at a higher valuation. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen.